Okay, part B of that video that I just did. I outlined this bevel cluster that's right here, these pieces. These were loose pieces. I had the left and the right, and this just fit in there. Pretty good. Sometimes you're going to have to grind them. I grind all my bevels. I know, some people are gasping. You'd think they're already done. I don't go for that. A lot of times, see, I don't like this point right here. You can see it, how it just barely so I round that out. I want to grind that on my grinder, my glass grinder, and I'm going to make these bevels. As you can see, it's got some rough edges on these guys. I'm copper foiling my bevels. I'm not leading them. Now in lead you wouldn't care, but I'm going to copper foil these. I like my bevels fitting tight, so I'm going to make that top part right here fit these really tight, and I'm going to round this out. In fact, if you look there, see how that, let's bring it closer. See how this one right here lays longer? I will grind that so it's nice and round, and then I'll use it in my pattern. But for the sake of this video, let's just get through this thing so we can get these ideas passed out. Okay. Basically, what I want to do, kind of create some flow in there. See that? I might even want to kind of create a little leafy looking deal right off of here, so that when I trace that same dude on this side, so here's what I did. I know this side's a better side. I like this. So when I'll cut this out with an X-Acto knife. This is an X-Acto knife. I will cut this piece out. I should have set this up with a tripod. I will cut this out, flop it over here so it's exact. So now with this imaginary line I drew over here, I'm going to just erase that. So now I've got a pattern. You can see it. Let me get back on my little stool. You can see my pattern. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to use something dark. I'm going to use a dark blue up here, a model, a bullseye model, something really pretty. I'm going to use a bullseye model up here where the X goes. We'll do both sides. Now remember, I've got, whatever I do over here, I got to do over here. So I'm going to cut this piece out of my poster board. By the way, this is poster board. And I'm going to flip it over here so that I can use it as my template on the other side. This might sound like a lot of busyness or a lot of work. It's not. Trust me. It'll go so fast. So what you can do, I laid an oval on the back side. You cut this one up, and then you make your perfect copy on the bottom. That way you got a master. This one you're going to use for your pieces. You just lay that right over your glass, trace it around your template onto your glass. Use your glass marking pen or a Sharpie or whatever you use. So now I'm going to do dark blue, dark blue, dark blue, dark blue, and I'm going to use the same dark blue down here in the bottom, but over here on the side, I think I will use a white model. So now I got a blue model or a bullseye, Yukigini, Uroboro, some of the finer glass. And then maybe I got a cream or a white coming down the side. So here's what I got. I got a bevel cluster at the top now, and I got a bevel cluster going on down here. So this might be a little, since it's a clear bevel cluster, these pieces are clear, I'm going to use a real pebbly kind of a glass. I'm going to use something that's got lots of texture in it, a clear texture. I'm going to use granite, or I'm going to use figure C, or I'm going to use spectrum ice. Let's see if I can reach for something up here. Here's a piece of glass to give you an idea. This is called ice. Something like that, really pebbly, would look really good in there. Really make the bevel stand out, because the bevel is so clear. Let's just lay these side by side. You see, you're going to get that gloss, and then you're going to get this. So it's a really nice contrast to use this texture in there. And then with a dark blue or whatever in there, that's really going to stand out with the dark. Then you get in this pebbly, and then the clear and the white. In the background, I'm going to use clear window glass or a clear GNA or glue chip if you like. And then you connect it. So technically, I'm going to do that because I'm only using my right hand and I'm not using a ruler. What I would do is basically come down here. Come down. Remember, we're not going to use this line here, so use my elbow. And maybe we'll use a line come down this way. And then we'll come straight across. Now I'm doing this, as you can see, I'm just kind of sketching this, so this is not very accurate. I have a way where I can do it accurately, but I'm just giving you the idea. Now I got a pattern. I'm going to stick a jewel in there. And if you want to, you can even put a star in there. A little beveled star. They come little. So you got a round, a star, or you can put another jewel in there because you got an intersection. In other words, where the glass goes over each other, you got intersections. So put a jewel in there. Put 3 jewels in there. You got a really simple window. I used 1, 2, 3. Let's get our funky water spider in there. I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces of glass. And let's just say I'm going to sell these things for 75 cents. Well, I got a lady or 2 or 3 interested in this whole tub. Let's just say I sold these things for 75 cents or even $1. I got 11 pieces in it. I got $11 into my bevels. I've got barely over a square foot of glass. Let's just pretend 2 square feet. I got one color up here, I got a border in another color, same color in the top as down here in the bottom, and in the background I'm going to use a clear. I really like using clear window glass because it really lifts the bevel off of the, gives it a dimensional effect. I know this is a simple panel for some. For me, I could have 2 of these done pretty much in a day. Some of the educated bevel people and advanced stained glass people, I know you're going to get a hoot out of this, but you know, sometimes we got to back up and go back to the keep it simple, stupid concept, the KISS concept. Sometimes we get too far ahead of ourselves. This is a sweet little panel. I can get $150 or so out of this panel. I got $11 worth of bevels if I sell these bevels at $1 each. Not the cluster, but the pieces. So in other words, $3, $8 or whatever amount is in there. So, geez. I got $20 into this panel and I'm going to get $150 out of it. I'm going to use a twisted lead edge like you've seen in some of my other stuff. I'll tell you what, you know, at $1 a bevel, you can make a lot of money here. That's crazy. So I'm just trying to show you can do some things with these bevel clusters. It's a sweet little bevel. It'll be a nice little panel, in other words. You can get really elaborate on some of these. So these little baggies represent different parts. These are kind of looking like arrowheads. These are looking like pointy kind of things. So anyway, all these like this, in fact that should go in that bag, all those bevels that we've been collecting as we're repairing windows, they all got a use. If you're going to do abstracts, maybe I'll do another one on an abstract where you can create some circles winding around each other and getting a little abstract and funky. Anyway, save those clusters. They got a great value to them. So I'm going to put this out there. I got lots of bevels, 3 tubs. This video is going to be for the people who are interested in buying these bevels, and I'm going to leave it out there. I'm not going to disconnect or delete the video because just drawing up a pattern like this kind of gives you some sweet, easy ideas. You don't have to get all crazy involved and buy really elaborate clusters. Just look for some stuff online, some cheap bevels, throw them together, mix and match, and do your own thing. Just because a bevel is supposed to look one way doesn't mean you can't get creative and do it another. Thank you for watching this video, and as always, if you like my videos, give me some stars, give me some feedback. Thank you. Bye-bye.